So we're in the Zoom. We're in the Zoom of a non-duality meeting with Rose and Rose. God. The famous Rose, who isn't anyone. No. Oh, so many people have so many ideas about how that will be and how we are and what is that. And there's a lift, how do you say, lift conviction that I'm no one. I can't even understand how I could have a, a conviction of that. I'm convinced that I'm no one and I live that. I can't even imagine how that will be. That's for me, I don't understand. This is about the loss of everything. And that it's not something you want. It's not, it seems like I want that, I want that, I want the loss. Well, in the end, it's like it's the loss of everything. It's the loss of all concepts, all beliefs, but it's also the loss of the belief that the embodied belief that you're able to make things right, to change, to do something about it. So it's like being naked. There's no one. So there's no one to be convinced. There's no one to change. There was somebody who said, I don't finish my sentences. Okay, that can happen. Yeah, okay. That's it. I can't do anything about it. I can say like, oh, I want to do something about it. That's only a sentence and then it's gone. There's no ability. There's nothing being able to change. And it's never been like that. But we are so convinced. We are so in that embodied belief. And it's not only a belief, it's more than that. It's so embodied, that idea of feeling that I can change. I can do something about what's going on in my life. That gives a feeling of control, of a feeling of, yeah, hope that there will be some moment, there will be a change and all that. That this is not about hopeless, and that's the other side, because the strange thing is about life, and I'm someone that there's hope, but there's also being hopeless. So we think that when there's no hope, I'm hopeless, but it's not both of them. It's not both of them. It's not being hopeless, but it's also no hope. And we are not used to that. We also think that it's one time when it's not that, then it will be the other side. And that's what we normally think. It's like, oh, I'm powerless. I can't do anything about it anymore. So I'm powerless and it's helpless and all that. It can be ideas about that. When I'm not in control, I'm helpless and I have no power at all. I feel helpless and powerless and all that. But it's both is not working. So it's also not being powerless, or all those feelings are not there. It's not having a feeling of control and I can do it. But it's also not the feeling I can't do it, I'm not able to do it. All that is also lost. So it's both sides. When there's no one, there's not living in two. And that's so normal. We are so into opposites and so into both sides and feelings of not feeling good and all that, and trying to make something happen or change. And when that's all lost, it seems like it would be awful, because there's no way to change anything what's happening. And that seems like something that people can. That seems like some tool we have to change, and we make it into a better world. That's one of the things we hear a lot. Like, we want to make the world a better place. I want to do something to be remembered, like someone who did make a change and all that. And the awful thing about that, and it's not being convinced that there's no one, it's lost that there's that ability to change, that there's suddenly it's lost that idea or that feeling or the the idea that there's the free will. There is no free will or choice. There never was. But that's so convincing and so part of the idea that I am someone and I am someone, I'm separate. So when you're separate from the whole, you think like that's it's huge, because that feeling of oneness, or it's not even a feeling, but that oneness is like it's what it is. There's never a problem or thing like little children. You see, like their eyes are like, "Whoa," there's curiosity. There's the wonder of everything. And then as a young age, there's some moment, there's something going on, like there's the separation, that being able to abstract and see like I'm here and there's somebody over there, so I'm separate from that person, and that's the whole thing. Is like, oh, there's no oneness, so that feels like, oh, there's something gone wrong, or there's something missing maybe, because there's like there's it's completely different when there's two, like I'm here and over there. And so like, oh, how can I live, how can I do something about what's going on and all that. It's like there can be the feeling of there's something gone wrong in a very strong way. It's different for everyone. Well, it seems like it can be traumatic, it can be anything, but it's in the end, it's a misunderstanding, but it's so embodied and so the normal way. So it's also lost that it's what was, could say, what was before. It's not even before, but what was before that moment of like separation. The strange thing is when that whole feeling of being separate is lost. It's not a feeling is lost. How can you say it? It's completely, it's every time when I'm saying it, it's like, no, it's not like that. It's more like not that whole idea that being busy with everything all day and trying to make it right and all that, that didn't go on. It's more like that, I can say that. I don't know why. It suddenly stops. It can be stopped for a moment, it can stop for a longer time, it can stop for years, and then it comes back. There's so many different ways. And when it stops, it's suddenly like, oh, there never was control. There never was someone inside. There is no even inside. There is even no outside. And in the same time, and that's even more crazy, that it's very obvious there's no outside world, there's no here and there, there's no time even. And in that living in that dream, like I'm Rose and I'm living my life and I have friends and that goes on. That everything goes on. Of course, there seem to be circumstances and all that. Then when somebody asks you something, it's like, yeah, there's talking, so that goes on. It was already, so that goes on too. So in that way, there's no change. You couldn't say what is the change, because it's impossible to know what is the change. That's so strange. And still there is something else, it's different. And so it's talking about something that's a paradox. It's in one way everything goes on and there's no change, because it was already, what is happening is already like that. So what is the change? There can't be a change. And in the same time living in that dream and being busy with everything, and suddenly it doesn't, and there's no one. So it's not like Rose doesn't think a lot anymore. No, there is no Rose. And that's even more amazing, because that's never questioned, that you don't exist. That's the ultimate thing. Like, I exist, everyone exists, and how can we deal with everything, and how can we do things and deal with circumstances and feel what's going on? And then hearing, no, you don't exist. It's like, what are we talking about? And somewhere there's something going on. It's not like believing that, because that's nothing. You don't need to believe anything. It's not like being convinced about that. It's also nothing. It's a concept. But somewhere, and this meeting is all about that. There's something energetic about this. When there's a talking like that, it's not Rose talking. It's like it's coming out. It's just going. It's everywhere like that. And then in this meeting, it's going like that. It's life. There's talking. It's just that. It doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't mean anything. It's a strange thing, and it's already like that. So it's not only here for, say, Roes, but it's everywhere. And that can be the relief also. It is also kind of strange that maybe we are used to say like, oh, that person like Rose or somebody else who's talking, she has something or she has lost something and I want that too, or all that comparing is what normally can happen. And then hearing, no, there's no difference. There never was a difference. So there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to lose, or there's nothing to be changed or so, because it's already that what is happening. That's already. So the way the talking happens, there is nothing right or wrong. And we are so used to think like this is not the right way or it should be like that. We have so many ideas about how it should be or could be, or even in non-duality, there are a lot of ideas about how is a non-existent person, how she is talking. I really can't say. Of course I can't say, because everything is different. It's exactly what it is. So there's no rules at all. That's the freedom. It's already that what is happening. It can be irritated, or it can be anything. That's life, unconditional freedom. It's unconditional. So there are no rules, there's nowhere to go, there's no right and wrong. It's exactly that what is going on. And that's the unconditional love too. Because there's nothing wrong with anything. It can't be pain. It's not right or wrong. It's pain full on. But we are so used to look at it and feel like, oh, I don't want that, or this is awful, it should be different, I want something else. And that's the suffering, the wanting to change, wanting something else. That's me going on and trying to do with all the thoughts and being busy with what's going on. We can talk about that because this is so much, there's so many things going on in that. It's already complete as it is. That is the most amazing of this. It's already complete. So it's exactly that what is happening. It's not like Rose has something complete. No, it's everywhere. It's the only thing there is. It can't be not complete. It's exactly that what is happening. You could say happening, apparently happening. If you don't see apparently, it doesn't matter, because then that is what's going on. If you see it in that way, then that is what's happening. It can't be wrong. So, well, in a way, it's also like devastating, because what's going on when there's somebody saying it's already complete, the whole hope for something else is also not addressed. And that's what we normally into, like, oh, I want to go to those meetings because there's something going on in my life, and that's not really good. I'm so much in my me, or there's something going on like awful, and how can I deal with that and all that. And then hearing it's already complete. It's like, what are you talking about? It's not complete. I want something else. So that me, that whole construct of how you look at yourself or how what's going on, is talking about there's something wrong with what's going on. And that's the suffering. It's crazy to hear, because that's so normal, the normal way of how to deal with everything and wanting a change and going on, like looking for something more relaxed and all that. There's nothing wrong with wanting more relaxation also. This is amazing. So there can be all kind of questions, also questions in the story that you think like, oh, in my life, is this going on? There are no non-duality talking things here. I don't, if you say I, it's allowed to say I. God, it's everything. It doesn't matter. So we can talk about everything also. Personal things, questions, anything. Maybe nothing can happen. It's also possible. Anything. It's how it's going. If you think like, I don't want to say anything, and you're talking and talking and talking, then that's what's going on. There's nothing wrong with anything. And that is stunning. It's really, So I stop talking now. And then if you want to say something, you can unmute yourself, or maybe you can type something in the chat and I will read it. And we'll see.
Hello, Rose.
Hi.
Hi. So what's my question? I had an experience recently with a person who I found out, like, he lied to me a lot. So now there's being busy with trying to figure out, like, what the truth was, what actually happened, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I also wonder, like, does it matter or not? Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
in the light of this, you know? Because
Yeah.
nothing really happened.
Yeah, it's amazing how we can be busy with. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah.
But it still feels like, oh no, someone's coming. Sorry, I have to go. I'm at work.
Oh, okay.
You can answer and I can listen later. Just
Okay, okay, it's good. I can answer. Yeah, we're so busy with trying to, when there's somebody else and then there's somebody talking to you, that seems like there's something happening and it should be in a certain way. You should have respect for me. You should tell the truth. We have so many rules about what has to go on. If there's something going on, like I don't feel good when he or she is saying something, so no, that's also
Hallo,
awful.
hallo Rosemarijn.
Wait a moment, because I was still answering the question of Andrea. Okay, I will address you later. What's going on is that there were a lot of words going on, but there's no truth. There is nothing in that way. There can be feelings going on, or there can be saying things going on, but it's going nowhere. It's about nothing in a way. So it's an endless trying to work out what's the best way, and there is no best way. There's wanting to escape from that, what is going on, like that, maybe that feeling or that situation. It's that, and it's already different. So they're sitting, it's everything, and we are so busy with trying to deal with everything what's going on. It's already gone. There is sitting or the table or a feeling, and that's what is happening. It's strange to talk to someone and she's not there anymore. So okay, Noor, go on.
I, I had this funny experience this morning. For weeks, I wanted to try to call the big master Tony, yeah? Tony Parsons, and just to say hello. Or maybe 20 years ago, I spoke to him the last time. And I tried it a lot last weeks, but he always answering the machine. And this morning, he came on the phone, and it was so funny because I couldn't hear him. He was speaking very, maybe because he's older, his voice was very soft. I said, Tony, can you please speak a little bit louder? And he didn't, and it was so funny. And I said thank you, and he said a couple of things, not much, but I couldn't I couldn't hear what he was saying. It was like a big joke. And then I asked him, can you help me? And the only thing he said, no, I cannot help you.
So sweet.
And
Yeah.
that was okay. And then I asked him, can I call you another time? And he said, okay, yeah, that's okay. But it was like, you have this expectation. Oh, I wanted to call him because I don't know why. He's older and blah, blah, blah. And then life shows me that I couldn't hear him with my
But
ears.
there's also no meaning in that. It's just that
Yeah,
what is going on.
yeah,
It's unconditional love in that way. It's like that, and that's it. Can be an unconditional love is everything. So it's trying to call. It's the same like what I was
yeah.
telling you. It's like that's the way it's coming, and we expect a certain way or a content of the words. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, that was maybe the conclusion or like he was maybe the first one in Europe who communicate this. And then I just had him on the phone. Hello, can you speak a little bit louder? I cannot hear you. It was like almost a comical movie. Okay, I just wanted to express that it was nothing and it was everything, and it's crazy. In a way, it's crazy. It's like really crazy. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what he's saying. And that's also even more crazy because we think we need help and we want to listen to his words or somebody else. And it doesn't matter. And that's crazy because it's already in that way he's putting it, and how you're hearing it in that sense, that energy, it's already it. That's already it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
But
you.
we can't make a clue of it or something, but it's already that energy.
Yeah, it was a really soft energy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to insult him, but he's a little bit older and his
Yeah, but
voice is a little bit soft now.
yeah,
And
but it's that energy. So it doesn't. The words are not It's nothing. It's
yeah.
just that energy is it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So for the rest, I don't know what's going on then, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. It's never what you think it is.
yeah. We
Never
have a
what you
lot of
think.
expectation. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. And that's maybe the funniest thing. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm on the end of the pot of gold on the. I had a weekend with Alexis in Amsterdam, and it was great.
Mm,
We're
mm,
always looking for the gold on the end of the rainbow.
mm.
Rainbow, and then
Rainbow.
it's
Mm.
nothing.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing. Yeah,
There's nothing. Okay.
yeah.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks. Mm.
Hi again. So sorry about
Hi.
that. I
No,
was
that's
hoping
okay.
that no one was going to come. Usually it's really quiet in the evening. And then they just came.
Of course. At the moment you ask a question, there's somebody coming.
Yeah. Maybe I got my energy got nervous or something. I
No,
didn't
no,
want to hear
no.
that. No,
We try to find meaning. There's no meaning in that. No. Oh God. No.
But
And it's
okay.
much more
Yeah.
simple because we're so busy. We're trying to fill in what's going on, what was going on with the friend, what was going on with me, and all that. There is nothing going on. Life is energy. So it's like table, this, that, that. There's no continuation. There's no meaning in that. We are so into meaning and truth and all that. And it's exactly that what is happening. There's nothing, it didn't even happen. So we're living so much in time. So we're busy with what happened before, and I'm feeling now this. It's already gone. So it's what happening is sitting, or maybe a lot of thoughts, but they don't have any meaning. There can be a lot of thoughts. They go and they come and go. Doesn't matter.
So does it really not matter, like if something was true or not true, like what the person said? It's no difference.
No, it feels different, but that's what is going on. It doesn't mean that's okay. I don't say it's okay, but there's a feeling, and then it's that there can be talking about it. Well, the importance is lost. So we are so into this should be like this, and this should be, and this shouldn't happen. When somebody is lying, say like something like that, there can be a feeling, and there can be something going on and all that, but it doesn't go anywhere. We are so into meaning and there's really something going on in life. Everything is singular. So it's that word and that table and that sound, and there's no continuation in that. So in that way, there's no truth. It doesn't matter. Truth doesn't exist. It's only in the story that we think like if you say something, because that's not really like, and then it becomes very complicated to find out what should be done and how do I feel about it and what should I say and all that. There's no one. There never is, but it's not only there's no one, there's nothing happening. Everything is random. We're so into life with people and situations and all that, and it seems very organized or not organized and all that. It's complete chaos. It's that sitting and smile and the lamp and it's sound and it's And we are thinking like, oh, it's about me and it's about you and what's going on. So it makes it into a story. And in the story, there's something happening and we can be busy with it. So it's so stressful and complicated. And we try to work it out. We think that's very important to work it out. And in the same time, everything goes on. The sitting, the table, everything is shouting like, hello, this is unconditional love. And we're like, yeah, wait a moment, I'm busy. I'm really writing it out. Oh, God, it's like
I
a
mean,
joke.
I completely see that it's a story. I mean, it's very much a
Yeah.
story. It just
Yeah.
feels like it
Yeah.
affects what's happening here and now. Like if I
Of
tell
course.
this story, I feel one feeling. If I tell this other story, another feelings come up.
Yeah.
Come up, you know.
And then it's another feeling. So what? That we think like there's the feelings, my feelings or feelings are important. No, they're not. There's a feeling. Yeah. It's the same as a glass of tea. Then there's a feeling. Yeah. And we are so, and that's when there's someone, I'm here, and how do I feel, and what's going on, and all that. So my feelings are one of the things that are important, or important to address to, or to feel, or to. And what is lost here is like the importance of everything. So it's not like happening in the body. So already that is like, oh, the body isn't real. There are no borders. So already that's shaking something that we're so sure it's happening in the body, in my body even, and all that. So, and that's also the freedom. There can be a feeling, yeah, and then there's something else. There's no need to address to the feeling or to feel it or to do something with it, because that's what we normally be busy with.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the story. That's the complication. Oh, I don't feel it completely. Oh, I did so many things like that. So there's also, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then she didn't listen to me. And I was so much trying. And she looked the other way. And oh, no, there's so many things like that.
Yeah.
It's endless in that way. Because what's going on when there's me, there's something, it's coloring everything. So it's coloring, and it seems like it's looking at something that isn't right. And that's so
it feels like
strange.
it says something about my value, you know. If someone disrespects me, like
yeah. But when there's me, there will always be something going on, like this isn't good enough, or I don't like this, or this is, and how can I make it right? That's the story of someone living this life, and how can I do it, and all that. So that it's confirming every time. It's not like you do that, I don't know, but it's like that's not wrong, but it's like that's the energy of me going on. Confirming that there's something wrong, and we can make it right, or you should make it right, or I can, all that. And that's the way we used to live that. So that's so normal, and this is saying completely something else, and that's
I love
the amazing thing. It has nothing to do with me. The freedom is that there's no right and wrong. There is no right or wrong. That's only when you look at it, then there's suddenly this is right or wrong, or it feels good, or all that. How can it be? It's a cup of tea. What is right and wrong? That's the freedom. But we are not used to that. And we hear it, and it's like, oh yeah, of course, it's so recognized. And we come into a situation, and woof, of course, it's going in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to get sucked into it.
Yeah.
But I love that.
Yeah.
That space outside of that, or to not go
Yeah.
into the story.
It's not so much outside. It's the only thing there is. Well, we are so convinced that there's something. It's something extra on top of it, which colors everything, and seems like there's something not right, and we have to do it, and all that. It's a complete misunderstanding, as I see it. It's like, oh my God, for me, it's like, oh, how could I see that in that way? But it's so embodied. It's so, when there can be a lot of recognition and all that, but suddenly there's something going on, and then woof, it's just coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, you buy into it. You believe it's real. Like
It's so convincing. It's so normal. It's a normal way. It doesn't matter. It's that, then it's that energy. It really doesn't matter. But when you're in it, it matters, of course. It feels not like it does. You can't say then it doesn't matter, because that's strange. No, of course not. That's a concept to say when you're completely
Try
in
to
that
tell
story,
yourself.
and then saying, oh no, but nothing matters. Yeah, come on. Of course it do. It does. Yeah.
That's good though.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everything
Yeah.
you say. I love that.
Yeah. 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 Great. Hmm.
Hey Rose.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, it's Michael.
Hi. Yeah.
Hey, it's been feeling like I'm being shown how to walk again or something like that. I know that's just
Hmm.
in the story still. Um, like with seeing that it's just, what's appearing, um, the sensation of the wind on my face, you know,
Hmm.
it feels, yeah, like I'm learning how to walk again or something, but yeah, I think that's probably still, part of the story, obviously. Um, the feeling of not enoughness still comes,
Hmm.
and it's seen clearly that it's a story.
Hmm.
Um, but it's like, that's an example, I could be sitting on the couch or something, and then
Hmm.
it comes with a story, and then it's like, well, it's a story, but then the feeling's still there, and then there's just sitting, and it's just
Hmm.
this feeling.
Yeah.
Um, but it's the same story. Like it's the same narrative with that feeling of not enoughness. Um, and it's like it's just yeah, it's clearly just a story. Um,
But when it's clear, then there's still me who is clear. And that's the
right.
frustration about that there's still something going on. There can be an understanding and a feeling of very clear. And then, but it's not about being clear. This has nothing to do with being clear. People can be not clear at all, only confused, because it has nothing to do with that. It's energetic. It's the loss of all those ideas and concepts and beliefs. Well, how can you tell? it's suddenly, it's like it isn't going on anymore. I don't know how that happens. Can be subtle, or can be also some that it's not that strong anymore, being busy with everything what's going on. And in a subtle way, there can be that feeling of it's not enough. But of course, it's also seen that there's a story.
Yeah, that's how it is. Because if this,
Mm.
again,
Mm.
here goes the stories. If it hadn't been seen, I would have just kept living in that
Yeah.
narrative but it's just what's happening. It's
Mm.
being exposed that it's just been a narrative that whole
Mm.
thing has just been a narrative. So
Yeah.
the feeling still comes, I guess, and it's like,
Yeah. Any
thought like
feeling.
it's like wait, yeah, I just yeah, it's
Mm.
like this narrative, the strength, I guess, of the narrative is like not as strong. Um
Mm. Yeah. And maybe the importance can loosen up, because that when there's living in the story, every a lot of things seem very important, and the importance can
yeah.
be not that strong anymore in that way. Because this is not, I'm not sitting somewhere and then thinking, oh, but this, and then when I'm saying something and then saying to myself, oh, but this is just a story. Also, that
No,
doesn't.
definitely. Yeah, when it's
Yeah.
not even that way either. It's just kind of like
Yeah.
like a sense,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
now it's just like
Mm.
shit, like it's like, oh, it's not, it's not as serious, I guess. But I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
what
That's more.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to say that it just still
Yeah.
comes, and I don't know,
Yeah.
I just
But
wanted to say something.
yeah, but that can be that the importance of the seriousness, it can't be that strong
Yeah.
anymore, and then
Mm.
there's something changing, and you can't even put it into what is going on, but because you can't grasp that. But of course, yeah, that can happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, thanks, Rose.
yeah. Mm.
Hi, Rose.
Hi.
Hi. I must thank you for our talk in the week.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
amazing, amazing. I must tell about it because I have had so much worry about my kids, and I have not been sleeping. And you just said, as you have said many times, the same.
Mm.
Thoughts are like a clouds, and they cannot make you any harm. And
Mm.
it's
Yeah, it was suddenly like
it
poof,
was
like
like a
yeah, in a
weapon.
movie. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Was so
Suddenly
amazing.
it's being heard. It can, you
Yeah,
can
it
hear it
suddenly
100
it goes
times and
in.
suddenly, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poof.
Oh wow.
It
Yeah.
was so amazing, and I was. It is energy,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
lot of heavy energy, and
Oh wow.
I felt
Okay.
so easy, and I am not
Oh,
worrying, not so much, a little bit
just a
coming,
little bit. Yeah, but
a
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah. Wow.
Uh,
Oh wow.
I'm
Yeah.
very grateful. That was.
Oh God. Good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Mm. Yeah, maybe I can say it another time. Well, I didn't mention it for a long time. That when you want to, there's during the day, you can just call me, or we make an appointment. You can also, but you can also just call me just for a few minutes or 5, or I don't know, something like. I don't charge for that. But when it's something comes up and it's suddenly like, oh, you can do that.
Yeah, like I've heard it so many times for the past few years,
Hmm.
that it's not me seeing that there is just
Hmm.
whatever's appearing, and I heard it. It was just
Yeah.
really clear when you said it, I guess, a couple of
Ah.
videos ago.
Yeah.
Well, it was just heard, a couple of videos ago, just very clearly how it's not even seen. It's that building,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the phone, like, the phone in my hand, um,
Yeah.
the image on the phone,
Yeah.
um, yeah.
That is
Yeah. So
everything.
it's been
Yeah.
very, yeah,
Yeah.
that has been very like incredibly just like wow, like
Mm.
that has
Mm.
been just wow,
Oh.
and it
Yeah.
was it was cool when I felt like it was just very clear, I guess, when I heard that. And
Yeah.
it's never moved. It hasn't moved from that, I guess.
Ah,
And I guess it never has really moved from that. It's always been
yeah.
that's always been the
Hmm.
case.
Hmm.
Um, and but I guess like when I said it was like being shown how to walk again, it's like,
Hmm.
how it seems like it's certain
Ah,
things and it's like that it's clear. So it's like it's the
ah,
building, my
yeah.
hand right now reaching.
Yeah.
But you say sometimes it's even closer than like it's the breath, like it's the breath, like the breathe, the breath, breath.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and
Yeah. Yeah.
words
It's
like sounds coming
singular.
out of my
Yeah.
mouth, like
Yeah.
coming out right now. It's sounds like words, mouth
Yeah.
really.
And then it's suddenly singular. It's like, oh, and then it's exactly when I'm saying it's what it is. It's then suddenly like, oh, that's what she means. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
Hmm.
Hi, Roes.
Hello. Hi.
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 A very stupid question. Do you have the window open?
The window?
Yeah, because like I was like hearing bird sounds, but I was like wondering if I'm hallucinating it.
You're hallucinating. No.
Oh.
But it's
okay.
not from here, because no, the windows are not open.
Okay. Yeah.
No, maybe you hear sounds. I don't know where they
Well,
come from.
maybe I'm going crazy. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
it's just hearing sounds. It can happen. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And I was like, because you said we can share also, I don't have a question. I just I thought, well, when I was listening to your introduction, I felt like, oh yeah, I wish I had sometimes I wish I had just a normal life, a very boring, ordinary, normal life.
Oh,
but I feel like everything is so so unusual in a way. Yes, but that's how it is. Like I cannot change that. Yeah.
No, and when there's the strange thing is when there's me, there's always looking and there's always we want something else. So people, I have an image somewhere that also like a woman the two women are sitting on a couch, and one is with a child and one is reading a book, and the one was reading a book. I always wanted children. My life is failed, and the woman with the child is like, oh my God, I'm always busy. So
interesting,
it's
huh?
always like that. If we want what some other people have, and we make their whole like that's the paradise. No, it never is. Of course, no. It's the idea that there's something wrong with what's going on, but that's so you can't say, oh, I don't do that anymore. But that's that me construct that always busy is trying to change or wanting something else.
Yes.
I can't see that it's complete already. Because you can't say that to yourself, because that's of course that's something else.
Yeah.
But it's the loss of all that ideas about how it should be. That it's better or all that.
Yes. That's how you describe it. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so strange. It's so strong that it's exactly how it's going. And there's on top of that, there's something looking at it, and that's the separation. That's being aware, or that, and thinking like, what is this? This is boring, or this is too much, or anything. It's both. It's not too much. It's not boring. It's exactly that energy. Is it? It's just not it. Like, oh, this is it, but it's that energy. It's like, and that sometimes it's like, it's exhaustion, or it's like, sometimes I think, oh, it's too much. Give me a drink. I only want to drink. I only want to escape. I only want to, I don't know. And then after a while, it's gone. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Can happen also.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's those thoughts can come in, and I think because there's something going on, like there's something. It's exhausting, and then, those thoughts. I get hot that I'm saying it. Well, it's like, I was like, I want to drink the whole day, just not to feel it. All that came, and then. And then I was also laughing because I thought, oh my God, what's going on here? But it was very strong. I don't want this. It's like, there's something going on. I don't know what, and after I can't change it. So there's nothing that there wasn't drinking. So that they didn't appear, those drinks. So there wasn't drinking. So yeah.
Yes.
But those thoughts were there, and it's just the difference. Maybe there can be. It's like the importance of that. It's just, it's coming, and it's more like, oh my God, yeah. Well, it's not really an issue, of course. Now, but of course, those ideas or thoughts or escaping or anything. Yeah, why not?
I somehow like that.
Yeah.
Because it's not this perfection. So
yeah, it's not saying there's nothing going on ever. No, there can be like that feeling and that and then irritation and then maybe talking about it's just, and after a while it's like, what? It's just not there anymore. How did it go? I don't know. I don't know. Suddenly isn't there. And I think that's also because we're so used to pick it up and doing something with it or trying to find out. And when that's, I don't know how, but when that's lost, then it's just after a while it's gone. But it can be really there.
Interesting, right? Because like sometimes I have this feeling still that I need to check in. Check in, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like it how you describe it, because this checking in is gone.
Yeah. And there can be all kinds, so there can be silly thoughts and all that, what I'm describing. Yeah. Can be, of course. But then it's just nothing. Yeah, and then after a while it's gone. It's not like, oh, I'm feeling so good now. No, not at all. But yeah.
And is also that feeling gone? I don't know, like from this feeling of I'm not good enough.
Yeah, that's not going on. That's not already a long time. Yeah, that's already a long time. That's not
beautiful.
Going on. Strange. That's because I was always what I remember. I was looking in the mirror always. There was always something wrong with my face, of course, like a woman. Like, I would like to have more this or more my teeth or my. I was also focusing on something that isn't right. That focusing on something that isn't right. That's not there. There can be like it's seeing it as it is. So it's seeing like, oh, it's like, oh, okay, yeah. It's seeing that, but that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing on top of that like going on. Yeah.
Yes. So that means that the sense of self-worth as such is not happening anymore. Oh, hi, Joe. Yeah. So yeah. So you don't have this feeling of low self-esteem in you somehow anymore.
Yeah, because when there's me, there's all, or it's low self-esteem, or it's high up. I was not so much in the low. I was always in the high. Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's like making it in, because I came from a family like we are better than other people.
Interesting.
So that's well, it's the same story, of course, because I didn't feel like that. So it's like you have to pretend and then God, it's the same story, of course. So it doesn't matter. Yeah. A lot of compliment. My parents did a lot of compliments. And that's crazy. That I suddenly found out like that's just a story, but compliments make it like, oh, this is the right thing to do. No, it isn't, but it feels like, oh, you're amazing. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm just Rose. Come on. There's something else going on. And so it's just a story, but
but I feel like it's quite interesting, the topic of family dynamics. They are quite, in a way, can be pretty interesting. Yeah.
But in a way, it's also a story, and then it's not when I'm talking like that. I can be talking like this, but in the same time, it's just nothing because there's no family, there's no time, there is no Rose, there is this hand, and that's everything. And that's so crazy because we're so into like, oh yeah, my body is built like in that way, and there may be trauma or all that. The people asking about trauma, but that's the same story about assuming that there's someone living in time. There's no time. So that whole construct, that what is lost, that's the freedom. There's nothing in continuation. There's nothing in time. So there's hand, and that's everything. There's no Rose looking at the hand or all that. No, there's Rose is completely never was there. We assume that there's a person who he lives alive with everything.
Yes.
There never was. Oh, that is so out of now. the normal way of thinking that most people even don't listen of that, of course.
Yes.
But it's ultimate freedom because there's nothing happening. Yeah, it's just walling, hand, a feeling. Doesn't mean it's always nice. There can be tears, there can be any, but that's tears and there's something else going on. It's like little children. It's like chuck, chuck. No, yeah, how do you say it? It's even impossible to say.
Yeah, it feels energetically that there is no split upness in the body. Then, yeah, that's how it feels to me. Yeah,
and also there can be stories going on because there's can be in a story like feeling there's periods of that there's certain feelings going on. There's a releasing in the body. There's feeling a relaxation. There's certain feelings going on. I can't even say what. There's no story about it, but it doesn't feel nice. It's like whoa, 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 like that. And yeah, well, I can't make it into a story. I can't work it out. I can't say what it is. I don't know. And then after a day or I don't know hours, then and then suddenly it's like it's gone. And so in that way, you could say like when there's trauma, it seems like we address to it or we do something with it. There can be all kind of methods, but it's also going by itself. When there's no one, it's releasing in a certain way without noticing or with noticing. I don't know. It's just noticing the feeling or not even noticing, but feeling things. Well, that's it. Without a story of knowing it's a trauma or there's something from the past or I don't know. Feelings can happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. But yeah, I can just sense this liberation. It's like liberation it's a liberated nature of everything in a way.
Yeah. Everything is singular. So a feeling, a wall, a glass of tea, a sound. And we are so into relations and because and time. So it makes it like that.
Yes. No filter. Like that.
Yeah.
There is no filter anymore going on.
No.
Like,
And then I saw a movie and then they tuned in and then suddenly they're like, no, 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 I'm going deeper, deeper, deeper. And then there's only molecules or how do you call them? And it's like chuk, 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 like it's like and then it's very obvious. It's just like that. But we are so into this is my body and all the story.
Yeah.
It's of course it's very convincing. It's so going on. And in a way, it's going on. It's the same story because they're still going on a story with Rose living her life and all that. Also, that's strange. But there's no importance in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rose. Wish you
Yeah.
a lovely evening so far.
Yeah, that's nice to talk. It's what I thought in the beginning. I thought I'm not important, and then I try to live that. But it's not. I am not important. Nothing is important. It's like that. There's nothing important. So it's not saying that to yourself because then it makes it into something. It's not. You can't take it home. This no. Yeah, or unimportant. I want to it's a strange moment to say it, but I wanted to thank you, the people who give some donations that sometimes I'm not able to say thank you because it's done on my bank account and all that. So please, thank you for donating. And normally when in the PayPal, I'm giving my thanks, but yeah, that's really nice. Thanks.
Hi, Rose.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Well, I'll throw a little thank you in there too, because I always forget to thank John, and it's yeah. Anyway, I really appreciate the teamwork going on there and what
so
you guys
sweet.
bring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I think I'm keep missing something about when you use the word singular. And at the same time, you'll say it's hand, and that's everything. So when it's almost like, to me, it seems to limit the everything by saying hand, because at the same time, there's other stuff, like there's screen, there's talking, there's hand.
Sure.
And so I guess, okay, because the element I keep coming to that almost like needs to be there for a singular thing is like some kind of attention, like, there's a glass of water.
In that way. Yeah.
So,
sure.
and I know that, I don't know, but from what I've heard, it doesn't seem like attention is like a significant part of what you're saying.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But you're right. It's not only hand, because there's also like something black in between, and that's also. So you can't even say that's difficulty with saying what it is, because in the end, that's really, you can't say what it is. And when I say hand or wall, it's in that way, it's not accurate. So
okay.
You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's going so fast, so you can't even mention and saying what, it's just completely, sure.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Well, it's not even fast. It's like, no, it's not, that's the right word. You can't say what it is. It's just, well, yeah. It's just what I know for myself. It's like we are so focused on what we see and what we feel that it's more like, oh, it's not only about feeling, it's also the table or hand. It's more in that way that talking is going on. But of course, you're right in that way. You can't mention what it is. It's just you can't say it in the end.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because sometimes I've kind of grokked it, and it seems like the way you put it, like, oh, there's glass of water, and it's it's everything. So sometimes
in that way,
I get it.
That makes it that makes it, indeed, that makes it different. Yeah. No,
okay,
that's not
thank
what
you.
I mean. Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely points to something other, definitely. Like I feel like those words said there, like the cup and the hand, does definitely point to what's being longed for. And it's obviously not just that, it's everything, but it's everything that appears.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like, those are pointers for sure. Like, um, um, I wanted to mention that, there's like still like a sense of like I'm in a process somewhere, like even that just being seen, like it's like I'm still like almost getting there, like about to get there type thing. But it's like obviously that there's nowhere to go. This is like this sense, like I'm still in this like about to get there, you know, in this like process or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
One moment.
Well, when there's me, when you're here in this, maybe not in that strong way, but maybe more subtle or less, they're still living in time. So there is a process going on. Then there's feels like, because that's how we look at things. It's like used to live in time and seeing like there's a process going on and seeing yourself in like 2 days ago it was, or a week ago it was different, or a year ago it was different than now, and all that. It's when there's living in time, it's going like there seems to be a process, and then suddenly it's like there can be moments like, oh God, there is no process at all, but it's too much, then it's just for a second and then it's forgotten, and it's like living in the process again, because it's so stunning. It's not even stunning, it's like a shock that there's no process. It can be a shock, like, oh my God, because the body can't take it, it's just so strong that it's suddenly like, or
Definitely.
yeah,
It's just like a weird, like it's just a sense, you know, like just like in
yeah,
the subtle, like a
yeah,
subtle sense, you know, like
yeah, yeah.
um, but yeah,
So it's in that way. There can be living in a process and maybe not that strong anymore, and then moments of not at all, and something like that. It's so different, but it's something like
because
that.
it's already
Yeah, it's going. Yeah, of course, it's
the case.
already. Yeah, when there's living in the story, it's seeing it in a different way. Yeah, that's how me changes
The
everything.
story is like a process. It seems like
Yeah,
it's
of
the
course.
story,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like trying to find that last page of the book.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Still trying to
Oh my
find
God,
the
there are a
last
lot of pages.
paragraph to
Yeah.
like finish the
Maybe.
book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm in the end. I definitely in the end.
And they can't find anything. Like, you can't
Yeah,
find anything to say, but it's still like
uh,
trying to like
yeah,
find it. Some like,
yeah,
but not even like it's like I feel like it
yeah.
feels to me that this is just what's like what's appearing right now. It's just
Mm,
talking to my to my phone. You know, like this is all that is. You know.
yeah,
Sorry, I'm
yeah.
kind of working right now,
Mm.
but still like like that subtle sense, I guess. And I guess it's just what's happening, I guess, for
Yeah, but
you were saying that. Yeah.
when the brain and everything is so used to focus and to live in time and all that, so that can dissipate, or but it's so strong, it's so embodied, so there can be
Yeah, it's like from
times.
what
Yeah,
was, I guess,
yeah,
apparently like it's still
yeah.
kind of
So
trying to, but it's not the case. It's just
yeah,
like the normal way of like the brain of whatever the mind thinking or something that it's going somewhere.
yeah.
But it's just kind of used to doing that, but it's just like
Mm-hmm.
kind of run its course type thing.
Yeah.
Not for sure.
And also, there's a strange way. It's strange to hear. Somewhere there's a deepening going on. It's like when this, I think 10 years ago, maybe some longer. I can't even. But then when everything, nothing did go on, or how do you say it? The whole being busy with everything stopped or didn't go on. Then in that time I wasn't talking, so then there was like 4 or 5 years I didn't talk about it at all, and then I started with a little group of people talking about that. But the way I talked after that 5 years and now, there's a huge difference also. So you could say in the story like,
Yeah,
there's a deepening, there's a loss
but not
of
for
all that.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's like a cleaning, really, really. It's
yeah, cleaning. Yeah,
like a sweeping of the floor, like getting
yeah,
every corner,
yeah, yeah,
but
that's it.
without
Yeah, in
like
that way.
like without doing anything with just kind
Yeah,
of appreciate it.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
having like having like when they have those new robot vacuum cleaners that like vacuum the floor for you without you having to do it. Now they have these like automatic vacuums.
Yeah, and then
vacuum the
it's
floor by
sometimes not
themselves.
even noticed, and then yeah,
right.
it's
So
like that.
I mean, that's just an analogy, I guess, a picture, but
in that way. Yeah, you
yeah.
could
So
say.
it's because it's a cleaning, it's not a deepening for me. Because I like
Okay,
for
you could say it
the
in
me
that
that
way.
like wants like. Well, I'm just speaking for I don't know for myself. I guess trying to get clarity or more clarity for I don't know. We're just talking.
But at the same time, it's a strange
ahead.
thing. There, you could say cleaning or deepening. In the
Mm,
same time, it's not
whatever you
happening.
say.
And
Right.
that's so
Yeah.
amazing
There it
because
is.
it's in the
Yeah.
same time, it's like, what are we talking about? There's nothing going on.
Yeah.
And also, you can say, like, there's a deepening and a clean. That's
Yeah.
such a
There. Yeah.
paradox. Well,
Right.
it's like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Great.
Yeah.
Great. 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 Cool. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. John was making dinner. I smell it.
Could you say that it becomes more clear?
No, it doesn't become more clear. Stranger now. No. In the beginning, I thought it's becoming more obvious. It's not even that. No. Strange. It's not clear or obvious. It's not. I can't say. I don't know. No.
It just is. Like it's just. I just like. I guess the whole deepening thing. I feel like the whatever wants deepening is the one that wants to die, and so
yeah.
It seems to me, it's like I personally don't want a deepening, like it's like that's how from the me, it's like I don't want it to deepen for the me, like for the one that understands. It's like
of course.
I feel like it's seen more clearly that it's like it's the tree right there,
Yeah, well, when it's clear, it's a kind of, in a way, it's kind of safe or obvious. It's also, well, this is like it hits you in the face, and it's like a shock, and it's like, oh, and yeah, it's not asking, do you want it? It's like, buff, this is it. It's like, oh, this is so free. It's like I know one moment, and there was that freedom was so strong. It was long before the loss all happened, but long before. And then it was too much. I was like, oh no, come back, let me come back. And then it just was finished, but it was too much.
Yeah.
So we think we want it, but we don't know what it is, what this really is. It's like,
that's interesting. Yeah,
wow.
You said safe, like the read more clear. Yeah, because it's like, it's like, it's more, it's clear now. Like,
and
like
it's
it's
nice.
more clear.
It's like, oh God,
yeah.
But
it's
not
like everything.
oh yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
It's like it's like
It's everything.
Yeah.
Also, that whatever it's going on, it's feeling and all that. So God, and also no escape from feelings like all that. It's like not being able to do anything about it. Now, hello, we don't want that. All that in a way.
But it's also very normal. I guess it just becomes more normal. I guess
Yeah.
Like,
also. Yeah, in that way, it's so normal. I forget. It's like that most of the people are so into stories. It's just when it's never there. So I can't even imagine. Yeah, you forget how it was. That's strange. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
and it's so
feel like I
easy.
can't even deal with stories anymore. Like if
I
hear a story about something
so,
or something, it's like it's not what's going on,
Yeah, it's so boring, but it's also so obvious. How can you believe that? Well, of course I did. But it's like, huh? How can you believe that? And it's so normal. It's so logic also in a way. Well, we are so used to all kind of ways around that it's so simple. It's so normal. It's like, and it's so easy. It's also very easy. Why bother with everything? God, of course I did that. It's just, of course, it's very normal in that way. Of course, everybody does, and it's not silly or all that. Of course not.
Definitely.
Well, it's wow, it's stunning to see how simple it is and how easy, because everything goes by itself already. But we so believing that I have to do it, I can do it, I will do it, and all I have to do it and all that. But it's so embodied, so it's not like a doubt or something, or maybe there is a doubt, but it's not something. So there's no choice in that too. It's just that energy can be so convincing and strong. And when it's heard that there's no control, my God, that's something like no control. Driving without your hands. Oh my God. Everything goes wrong. Oh my God. No. You don't know. And you don't know. This is about not knowing, really not knowing. Because then we say, yeah, I don't know what will happen. That's easy saying. But really not knowing when there's something going on. And then really it's like, oh, there's no solution. You can't even think about anything. It's like, oh, can be, or all that. So this is about not knowing. And well, it was already, so it's no big deal. There is nothing going on. Everything can happen. Fear can happen. Circumstances, illness, anything, joy. There's no choice, and there's no life of Roes. There's nothing going on. There is what is happening, and it's already complete as it is.
Yeah.
It's life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roes.
Thank you. Hi. I stopped the recording.